Adam Choate, the Lego Movie 2 opened at the box office with nearly 50% of the original's opening, and a budget increased by $40 million. I think it's a shame, but why do you think these Lego movies are on a downward trend? Do you think we'll see a third?
Well, okay, so you bring up a great question, and let's put that in context. Here's the weekend box office results that we got here. So Lego Movie 2 did come in at number one at $34.4 million. What Men Want, by the way, I called it open at 20. It opened at 19. Cold Pursuit, which I said would open at 11, opened at 10.8. Wow. The Upside continues on with making $7.2 million, and Glass made another $6.4 million. So you do have the Lego number one film at the box office. Yay! Oh, wait. Not so much. There's been an unfortunate, as they brought up in the email, there's been this unfortunate downward trend with the Lego films ever since the first one. Because let's look at the Lego films here. First of all, the first Lego movie comes out, makes $69 million opening weekend, and it went on to make $258 million total. The Lego Batman movie then comes out. This one shocked me because the Lego movie was so good and so beloved and so buzzed about. And one of the highlights of that movie was the Lego Batman. So they do this Lego Batman movie, which is arguably just as good as that first Lego. That Lego Batman is so great. And it took a significant dive in its opening weekend, making 53, and overall only made $176 million, which left a lot of us going, why? It was good. It's coming off a beloved film, yet it only did that. Then the Lego Ninjago movie came out, which I was wondering, why were you doing a Ninjago movie? But you know what? The movie wasn't bad. I enjoyed the Lego Ninjago movie. Only made $20 million opening weekend and $59 million total. So you got to wonder if then they're asking themselves, should we bother with a Lego Movie 2? Nah. Everybody loved the first one. They will come back out. It's number one at the box office at $34 million. But that is less than half of what the opening weekend was of the original Lego Movie, which just came out in a void and not building on success of previous films. The first one was beloved. And who knows how much this thing will make in the long term. It's clearly not going to make as much as the first one, starting off like this. So, Rob, let's start with you on this. Now that we've got the context of this, why? I mean, yay, number one at the box office. But why is Lego Movie 2 take over half of a drop from the opening of the first one?
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the first Lego Movie was unique. And I think a lot of people were like, how did they do that? And word of mouth was such that it people liked it. It's a delightful movie. It's incredibly clever. By the way, I think the first one is equally clever, but maybe not as charming. But it also, it was a novelty. And once people wondered, I think there was a lot of, how can they possibly make a movie out of building blocks? I think that was a big thing. And once people saw how wonderful it actually was, they're like, great. But that novelty is gone. People are like, okay, I saw the Lego Movie. I don't need to see another Lego Movie. I get it. So I think part of the attraction of the first Lego Movie was the novelty of it all. And it's not like the characters are good, but it's not like you love those particular characters. You're seeing the movie as a holistic thing, as opposed to, say, a Pixar movie. When you think about Pixar movies, you think about Buzz and Woody. You think about those characters. You love those characters. In the Lego Movie, it's not so much the characters as it is the whole thing, that it's the Lego Movie. Even though they've got good characters, the Lego Batman character is great, but you're still thinking more Batman than Lego. Or maybe you're thinking, and it doesn't, I just don't think the attraction is there, I think.
See, I agree with you in the sense that there was a novelty about the first one.
Yeah.
But to counter that, though, then people went to check it out, and they loved it.
They loved it.
They loved it. That's the part that is confounding me a little bit. It's not like people went to go check it out. It's like, whoa, this was bad. And then they don't come. They went to check it out, and they were rewarded because they loved it, and everybody buzzed about it. And one of the greatest oversights in Oscar history was the Lego not only not winning Best Animated Film that year, it didn't get nominated for Best Animated Film. I still don't understand that, because we just all assumed it was going to win the Best animated thing, but whatever. Best animated shouldn't even be a category at the Oscars. Anyway, so then we see this kind of a downward trend. Now, I will say the trailers for this one did not look anywhere near as good as the trailers for the other one.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I don't think the movie is anywhere near as good as the first one. I think it's a good movie. It's charming. It's definitely got some laughs in there. I thought the Evil Queen was quite funny, and I didn't know how I would like the Evil Queen, voiced by Tiffany Haddish.
Right.
And I actually quite ended up liking it, but it is not nearly as good. You know, I was talking about How to Train Your Dragon 3 is not as good as How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2, but it's only like below it by like that much.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon 3 is great. There was a significant gap for me between Lego and Lego Movie 2, but still, people loved that first one. They didn't come back out for Batman, and Batman was great. They certainly didn't come out for Ninjago, and you can make the argument, well, that's a kid, really a little kid-centric thing, Ninjago, blah, blah, blah. But then this one comes out, and it just doesn't do it, and I'm a little perplexed.
You know, I have to say, too, I think I like Lego Movie 2, the second part, more than you did, but I was also struck by it's pretty heady.
Yeah.
Like the actual underlying meaning behind the film. There's a lot of stuff going on here that
Yeah.
I think that younger audiences are not going to quite key into. They're not as much. It's not as easily fun as the Lego Batman movie or the first Lego movie. There's much more high concept. They're not high concept. Much more heady issues at play. You know, about the whole idea. It seems simple that, okay, play with your sister, you know, but when you
Let's
really
start going to the details.
yeah, but when you start thinking about what they're doing, it's a pretty intellectual movie. I mean, if that makes any sense. And then our main character and the relationship he has with another character also becomes pretty heady.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're watching, in a way, Back to the Future in some elements.
Let's not give away.
No,
not
but
give away anything.
it's a weird. Maybe it was too smart for its own good. Like, I think if you took kids that they were expecting to have that easy fun from the first Lego movie and even Lego Batman, they're like, huh, this is a little too much.
There
maybe.
was a simple charm to the first one.
Yes.
That they. Maybe they could say to themselves, we wanted to grow beyond that, but I mean, I don't know. But
It might be too smart for its own good.
I could see that causing a second week drop off. I still don't fully grasp. Other than, the trailers weren't as good. Over 50% drop. I'm still. It's still a little weird.
It's one of those movies that made me want to have kids because I wanted to have a discussion with kids after I saw it and be like, what did you guys think of this? Because in my mind, as I left the theater, I left you and Ann, I was pondering this all the way home. I'm like, I wonder how kids are going to respond to this movie.
Yeah.
I wish that there was like a little bit more, I don't know, of a build up and a break. Like maybe that's, I don't know, like for Incredibles 1, and then they waited like 10 years for Incredibles 2 to come out. I was so excited for Incredibles 2, but because I missed it. I was like, I want to see it again. But I mean, again, I don't have kids. Like, I understand why they're pumping these out, but this is like the fourth one, and I feel like they're just like we're cramming them down our throats. I just want like, I don't know. I want to miss it more.
And I don't mind you cramming sweet, delicious ice cream down my throat if it's all good,
Right.
And if
Right.
it's great, but
But I do have to say, I really appreciated the movie. I mean, I thought this was a very smart movie. I loved how it was done. I thought what they actually did with it always fascinates me what they do with their Lego world.
Yes.
And I love what they did with the Lego world and all the stuff in it. I just thought, wow, this is really a pretty esoteric, heady movie for a Lego film.